Hey there, everyone. It's Denise Salcedo. Welcome back to the channel. My guest for today is the current Bellator Women's Featherweight Champion and is heading into her second boxing fight this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Cris Cyborg. Hey, Cris.
Hi, Denise. How are you? Thank you
I'm
for having.
doing great.
Nice. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited too. And fight week, and everything's go well.
Hell yeah. I love to hear that. It is kind of like before we get into all of the fight details and everything about that, I do want to take a second to thank you, Cris, because you have been incredibly generous with me the last couple of months since we started kind of talking. And you have been so supportive. And I just want to start off by saying thank you for that, honestly.
Thank you so much. It's a woman helping woman. It's nice to see a girl reporter, and for sure, I was here for support you and doing great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cris. So I want to start off by asking you, obviously it's media week. It keeps you, keeps you on your toes. You never know what people are going to be asking you. On top of that, you have the responsibilities of preparing for your fight. So how are you feeling, this weekend?
I feel great. I feel very thankful for the opportunity. It's an amazing card, amazing event. So I'm happy, being doing here my second boxing fight, and the dreams come true. And I'm excited for all the support of my fans and my family.
Exactly. You mentioned the dreams and dreams coming true. You and I, we just spoke in September, heading into your first boxing fight. And now here we are in December, and you're already heading into your second boxing fight. So I want to start off by asking you, why such a quick turnaround in between the first fight and, the second fight?
The reality, I always been training, but I was I didn't expected to have this fight too. So they call on my team and the promotion, and they say no, invite for do this card, and so why not? I always been training. It's a great opportunity, it's great card, and the fight, the same card, the Crawford, and I'm really happy.
That's really awesome. Were you surprised when you got that call where they were like, hey, we want you on the card. Let's keep it going. Were you surprised? Were you like instant, yes, let's do it? Or were you a little hesitant?
No, I say my team, yes, I think. You think about, but when you open the door, it's God opened the door for sure. This opportunity you have to take, and I was been training, working. I just fought boxing, so it was be great.
That's awesome. It's funny too, because I was thinking about this and I'm like, man, we're all here preparing for the holidays, preparing to eat for Christmas. And here's Cris Cyborg. She is, preparing to, make another impact in boxing. So let's kind of rewind a little bit because I do want to talk about that fight with Simone. Your first boxing fight, obviously, I got to watch that. And I want to kind of get your thoughts on how you felt about your performance during your first boxing fight and kind of also, what you learned about yourself as a boxer.
I feel very excited because I was in Brazil, and then last time I fought there was 2016, and it's for sure it's different. It's very short. We did 8 rounds in 2 minutes. Usually I fight 5 rounds. The 5 minutes is really different. But for sure, it was a great experience the first fight, and it's nice we did 8 rounds. So 8 rounds give you a lot of timing. I know Simone Silva is the pioneer in boxing. She have a lot of fights, like over 40 fights. So for me, it was a great experience to do, share the ring with her. And for sure, make a better fighter, for sure. And continue humbly learning, boxing. I know it's a different sport than MMA, but I'm very excited.
And that's the thing too about Simone is that, she's a very accomplished boxer and you mentioned all of her fights and, everything that she has done. So when you did get that win, were you surprised? What was your reaction? What was the emotions that you were feeling?
No, it was a tough fight, and she's a real fighter, She just don't care about getting punched. And it was great opportunity for me, great fight. She's ready. She came in mentally ready for the fight. It was a great fight for the fans. Everybody loved there. Everybody really enjoy watch the fight.
And even afterwards, you made sure to like hug her. Did you say anything to her? What words were exchanged?
Just say thank you for her. It's an honor to share the ring with her. It was my first match. She's a pioneer in the sport. It represent Brazil too, and I was just happy to do a great fight for her.
I liked it. It was really good, sportsmanship to see afterwards. You guys kind of hugging it out, especially after that. I thought that was really cool to see. So I do want to go ahead and jump into, your next opponent, who is Gabby Holloway, and I want to ask you because she has, also, she's a former Army veteran. Turned pro, a couple of years ago now. So she's got some definitely a lot of experience. I want to ask you what your thoughts are on Gabby, as well as where you are mentally in terms of preparing for this fight.
18 years fighting, and I think is the all I'm doing for the sport for sure, make you mentally strong. I know it's a new sport, new boxing, but I was in my fight. The one of the thing I like to keep stand up the fight. I like it. I like finishing the fights by KO, and I know she's a great opponent. I know she have experience too, and she's come ready to do great fights. This is a good thing.
No, I really like that. And here's the thing too is that I'm curious because we talked about what you were doing to train for your first boxing fight, and you gave me a little bit of details on that. Now that you had this experience in terms of the change, is there a change now in your preparation heading into the second fight? Maybe something that you either realized you needed to work more on, something you needed to improve on, anything along those lines?
I did my short camp here in Seattle with Coach Jose Benavides, and I was been there training and learn. I was really excited, and for sure that I don't want to change my style fight, but for sure you have to upgrade, getting better, and move ahead, move around. I learned a lot. Been doing camp there, specific only box.
Exactly, exactly. And okay, so you also mentioned that you wanted to have a second fight already. When we first spoke about the first one, you were hoping to have that second fight, which you are here now having. Do you have a clear vision, or just a vision in terms of what your schedule might look like in boxing? Or are you kind of just, going with the flow?
No, I didn't know it was gonna be like this fast in the second fight, but happened. I was been training, be ready, but I looking for come back to MMA in summertime. So let's see. Focus now for this fight and to see what's the next.
Is it a huge transition to kind of change your mentality and preparation to go from, okay, here I am preparing for this boxing fight that's going to be in December, and then you mentioned returning to Bellator obviously in the summer. What is the transition period going to look like for you?
For sure after this fight, I'm back to training, back to grappling, back to doing everything, and to see, be prepared and to see what's gonna be the next. But it's a lot of things to train for MMA for sure. And yeah, let's see what's gonna be next, and just the focus for this Saturday.
Exactly. That's awesome. Now, if you do get this win on Saturday, December 10th against Gabby, how are you going to celebrate? What's the plan?
The first thing I just think about the fight and doing my best, doing great fight for the fans. Win as the consequence, but for sure I'm gonna do my best there, and that's it. I didn't think about a party before the fight. I just about go to the war and doing my best there.
That's smart. Obviously, you got to think about the work, do the work first, and then
Yeah.
celebrate afterwards. I 100% get it. Okay, now before we go ahead and kind of go into our lightning round portion of this interview, I do want to ask you because we're closing out the year. Obviously, the last month we're heading into a brand new year, and I feel like every time we get into the start of a new year, we start to think about the things we want to do in our lives, the things we want to change or add, goals, and all of that. For you, what is your vision of 2023 in terms of things you want to do? I know you already mentioned Bellator in the summer, but what is your ideal vision of the year?
I don't. I want to continue training hard. I want to continue defend my titles. If it came an opportunity for the box, I would do. I want to continue doing my missionary work for sure. I want to keep it doing and share my faith, and give it more this for the world, and doing more camps for pink belt fitness. I know it's have a hard time to have camps, but I appreciate to be with the girls, share my experience, share my testimony in the life is nice, to motivate the girls, and the challenges, everything. So yes, everything good.
Just keep on challenging yourself. I
Yeah.
love it. All right. So, before I let you go, I do have 10 random questions that I'm going to ask you, and you just answer them however you please. This is just a good way for, the Cyborg Nation to get to know you a little bit more.
Hey,
So, here we go. Question number one. When you're not training, you're not working, what do you do for fun?
I like to do with my pets, and I like to read.
How many pets do you have?
I have a lot. I have a lot.
What's your book genre? Like, is there a certain type of genre that you tend to lean towards?
What?
What type of book?
Yeah,
What?
like
I like to. I read a lot of Bibles and a lot of books. Getting improved, getting better mentally and strong.
question number two. Who is the toughest competition you have ever faced?
Myself every day.
That's a great answer. I love that. Question number three. Where is the best place to visit in Brazil?
Hmm. North Brazil or Florianopolis.
Ooh. Question number four. What is the last TV show or movie that you watched that you really enjoyed?
Actually, I watched the. I don't know say the name in English. Harriet. Harriet.
Oh, okay, okay.
I watched Braveheart.
Oh,
Just
that's always a good one.
a couple days ago.
It gets you really pumped up, really riled
Yeah.
up, I think.
You wanna run and call freedom?
Exactly. Question number five. What is the best dish that you cook?
I'm cooking now. The best I like ice cream.
Question number six. What is your favorite cheat day snack or meal?
Uh, I don't know if it is like I like it. I don't know if it's shit. I like it. What do you think I'm like it? I like Reese chocolate Reese.
Oh, Reese's. Yeah, those are so good.
Yes,
Addicting too. Once you start, you can't stop.
yes.
Question number seven. Do you have any pre or post fight rituals, whether it be in boxing, MMA, whichever?
The week of the fight, I always like to be focused into my room. I don't leave my room for anything. I like to sing, praise for Lord. I like to be fought for the fight. After the fight, I usually stay with my family, with my team. I'm not too much party, but I have to go party for see my fans. It's gonna always pleasure and enjoy. So yes, this is my fight week and after fight.
Yes. Question number eight. Have you ever been starstruck?
What is the starstruck?
Like when you meet a famous, super famous person that you're just like, oh my God, I'm such a big fan of you. I can't believe it.
Yes, all the time I have. Sometimes they cried and smiled. And
Have
me,
you ever met somebody and been like,
uh, no, no, I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I met Anderson Silva, for a couple weeks ago. I think maybe a month. I don't know exactly. And I was big fan of him because he's a legend in the sport. And it's so nice when I met him in person because he's a funny guy. He's a humble guy. It's a different, way I see him before. But I was really happy, to meet him in person.
That's awesome. Question number nine. What's one thing you wish you knew how to do?
I don't know a lot of things I don't know to do. So,
Okay. And last question, question number 10. Craziest thing you have ever done?
uh, I did one bungee jumping in Thailand, and then I didn't know like a couple weeks before somebody died from there.
Oh no. Oh my
Guys,
God.
check it out. You guys go to my YouTube channel, I have the video there. But it's pretty scary. You jump and then you touch the water and your head in the water in the end.
Oh God.
Scary.
Would you do it again?
No, I don't think so.
You're like, once was enough. Bucket list checked. That's it. I'm done.
Yes.
That's awesome. Cris, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me here today. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Before we go, please let the people know where they can watch your fight and all of that good stuff.
It's gonna be pay-per-view. You guys can have the link and the knows little bit where it's gonna be at. Go to my website, chriscyborg.com. And you guys make sure you follow me. I have the OnlyFans account. You guys can have exclusive videos about my fight week and other things too. And that's it. Just thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everyone. And I wait you guys Saturday.
Awesome, Cris. Thank you so much. I am going to post the links to all of that so you guys can check out the fight, follow her on OnlyFans, and all of that in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.